Monday through Friday, Josh Rhodes is not a lot different from you and I. He pulls, packs, and ships orders in a local warehouse to embroiderers all across the Southeast. But every other Saturday, he makes a huge transformation into specialist Patton Jones. Patton is a character that Josh wrestles under for the Millennial Wrestling Federation.
I'm in the National Guard. I've been here for about 3 years. And I come up with Patton Jones for General George Patton, which was one of the greatest generals that ever lived as far as the military is concerned. Of course, I'm a specialist in the National Guard, so it kind of stuck as I do a lot of technical submission stuff in the ring, so I've become the specialist Patton Jones.
The MFW is one of hundreds of small pro wrestling federations scattered across the country. Every year, thousands of men and women like Josh train and show their talents in hopes to make their hobby into a well-paying career.
It'd be something to be in on a professional level, but as of right now, I'm sitting on the indie circuit and I enjoy every minute of it.
Evan Courage has wrestled for over 8 years in WCW and AWA Superstars of Wrestling. He started out as an actor, but felt led to give pro wrestling a try.
Doing a little bit of acting, and then came back here to get married, and somebody said, well, you got acting, you got college wrestling behind you, why don't you try out for professional wrestling? So I went to Ric Flair's gym in Charlotte and talked to him a little bit, and he told me about the Power Plant.
The Power Plant was a training facility for WCW in Atlanta. Evan was one of the few who actually made it through the rigorous program.
We had 100, I believe it was 103 guys tried out when I did. And by the end of the first tryout day, there was less than half left. And it was myself and one other guy that made it, or the only two that lasted.
Once a career is established in pro wrestling, the wrestlers have many different concerns they face on a daily basis, from being seriously injured and extensive time away from their families due to traveling.
I broke my L5 in my lower back, and my 6 and 7 in my neck are giving me problems. My knees obviously hurt every time it rains.
There's a fear every time you get in the ring, because what people don't understand is we can land wrong one time.
But both Josh and Evan agree where their passion for pro wrestling comes from.
That's something you can't replace that. You can't replace the live audience either. There's no drug, there's no alcohol, there's nothing that's going to replace what it's like when you walk out in front of 40,000 people and everybody's cheering for you. That's a rush that's hard to describe.
When you're behind the curtain, you're just you. But when your music hits and you walk through the curtain and there's anywhere from 50 to 200 people cheering your name and cheering for you, it's something that pushes you every time to give a better show than what you did last time.
Many opponents of professional wrestling criticize that the sport is not real. But as for this report, I've seen how hard the bumps and bruises can be up close. Reporting from the Connecticut School of Broadcasting, I'm Roger Edwards. Oh, and I am tapping out.